That's all it is, Miles. A leap of faith.
This is the way. Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Tells me when you'll remember this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Film Optix, brought to you by the Drive-In Podcast Network, where we discuss film, TV, and everything pop culture related. And today, we are going to be reviewing something special. We're going to be reviewing the iCarly revival. Very, very excited.
I was expecting a remix of the song at the top.
Oh, okay.
Wake up the members of our nation.
Honestly, I was looking for one, and then I was like, I'll do something better. I mean, it's not better, but it kind of like separates the review from the cold opening, I guess you can say. But I'm your host, Christian. I'm joined by my co-host, Devin, and friend of the show, Leo from Geekly Goods. How's everyone's week been? How's your Friday been?
Good Friday, man.
Two of us had it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. Yeah, both.
Feeling good, Jeff. Feeling good, bro. Had the day off. And
Yeah.
I just been chilling, really. I mean, I finally caught up on the Fast and Furious movies. I think I'm going to watch Hobbs and Shaw just for a little bonus. But, yeah, we'll be doing it live tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
very excited for that.
I think Hobbs and Shaw is the best one of the past, 5.
Ooh. Oh, we got some hot takes in the house.
Wait. Better than Fast 5, though?
Is that the Paul Walker one?
No, that's 7.
I don't remember any of them, to be honest.
Oh, man.
There's so many.
It's been a while.
They kind of start to meld together after about the first 3. You're just like, which one was that? Where this character died?
Tokyo Drift. I remember that one. That
was Fast 5 the one where The Rock was introduced?
Yes, that was Brazil.
Okay.
Yep.
I do remember that now.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Gonna get you, Toretto. Man, their back and forth is hilarious, bro. They are so good together.
This is this series has become a live action anime. It really has.
It is, especially 8. 8 is or no, I'm sorry, 7. When Dom lifts the car up, I'm like, dude,
what is this?
You can't. How are you lifting a 3,000-pound car?
Oh my god!
And he just literally is hood, and lifts up the hood, Nobody wouldn't Brian just be like, bruh?
Right. It's are you aliens? Are you what are you? It doesn't make any sense. But it's good entertainment, and that's all that matters, honestly.
Well,
We're Devin asked me if we're reviewing it next week. I'm like, I guess so. I mean, I'm like, well, we got lucky, right? He's like, yeah, but we should probably review it. I was like, all right. Well,
it's getting bad reviews.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Someone I know found it on 123 Movies. I almost looked it up. They're like, you don't want to do that.
It's been out internationally for a while. So
yeah, some bad quality. So watch at your own risk. Film Optix is not, we do not support this, but
you wouldn't download a car.
Yeah, you wouldn't. That old school things going on. But yeah, so today we are reviewing episodes 1 through 3 of the iCarly revival. Before we begin, actually, really quick, Leo, have you ever played Last of Us?
No, not all the way through. I played the first game a little bit. I know. Devin
finally beat the first one the other day.
Nice.
Yeah.
I gotta get on it, y'all. I'm getting through Mass Effect. I gotta.
Oh, you're playing through Mass Effect now. How do you like it?
No, I just have the game, bro.
That's right.
Ratchet and Clank first, then.
How far are you in Ratchet and Clank?
I'm about 30% in.
Okay.
Yeah. When I last checked my save, that's what it said, 30%.
Yeah,
so okay.
That's story wise too. So that's not all the trophies. The tracks just by the story.
Good.
Yeah. So it's oh man, because I looked at it when I was I'm 90% done. I'm the story, I got you. But yeah, I'm going back through getting the rest of the old trophies. I only have maybe 5 or 6 more to go, but it's been a while since I played it. But
you've 100% of the story though, right?
Yeah, the story I have. Yeah. Insomniac games are very fun to platinum because the challenges and trophies are so much fun to obtain. They don't seem boring or tedious, you know what I mean? It's very, very fun they make it great.
Super fun. Really good gameplay in this game. Is smooth. The graphics are great. What a cool update to the Ratchet and Clank
Those
franchise.
graphics are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good. little bit better than they looked when they presented it at the State of Play.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, yeah, this is PlayStation 5 exclusive all the way, and I don't think we're getting a lot of those soon. So, Devin, you're not missing out on anything.
Give us some love.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Christian, do you feel like having a next gen console? Do you really feel great about it right now? Like, it's like
I do,
Early
because
adapter.
I'm a big proponent for early adoption because I love future proofing myself when it comes to these games. I've seen so many Twitter posts about this automatically, like people are able to like get their hands on like an Xbox Series S or an X, and that made me really, really happy. Just because it seems that people are finally able, the people who deserve these consoles, the people who have been trying to get them for months, are finally able to get their hands on them. So it's like it's great stuff. I mean, I wish I could say the same for PlayStation. I just haven't really seen any PlayStations out there, but it's like there's this big resurgence with Xbox right now, always cheering for the underdog. And I mean, even having both consoles, it's like I love having both, but not everyone can, and I understand that because they are expensive. You know, gaming is a luxury hobby, so I feel fortunate that I have both, but I mean, it took me about 6 months to find an Xbox anyway. I had a PlayStation 5 day one, but I'm excited. Like I'm genuinely excited. You know, when these games start coming out, I will already have the consoles, and yeah, I'm very excited. Good stuff.
nice.
Yeah. But enough about video games, everyone. We're here to talk about iCarly. Woo!
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Where's the spaghetti tacos?
You got the right idea.
Yeah. So before we begin today's show, really quick, you can listen to our podcasts on platforms around the internet, and you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Film Optix. That is Optix with an X for all of our latest announcements. Even though I always tweet from my main account, I just it's hard. Like 2 accounts now 3. I don't know what it's crazy stuff, but anyway, let me just read off the quick little story synopsis here, and then we'll kind of just get into it. The story reads as such: a group of best friends creating a webcast while grappling with everyday problems and adventures. Pretty much the same as the original show. I pulled this from IMDb. There wasn't too much. It still shows the creator as Dan Schneider, which makes sense because he was the creator of the original show. I don't know who is like the director of this new show, or does anyone know? Because I wasn't able to find a lot of information.
I can look it up real quick. I don't know off the dome though.
Yeah. You have one of the writers responded to you on Twitter, right? Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. One of the head writers. Let me look up. I'm trying to see who the director is. Let me see.
Yeah, it's really, really weird, but
because it's like a lot of what I noticed when I was like looking up stuff, the series like blends together a little bit. Like,
yeah, it does.
You'll look up 2021 and it's got its own IMDb page, but then you'll see stuff from the old series. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, it all goes
what is going on?
Yeah,
like,
because they're both called iCarly, so it's like I don't know. It's like, did they wrestle the idea of calling it something else?
Okay, I see. It says director Phil Lewis.
Phil Lewis. Okay, I'll add that into the info.
Phil Lewis.
Wait, what? It's that Phil Lewis?
What Phil Lewis? Oh,
he did
Life. It's Sweet Life Phil Lewis.
No,
he did episode
Mosby.
1. Or really?
I
Wait,
told you,
really?
No
Mr.
way.
I clicked on his name.
Mosby,
And it's Mr.
that's
Mosby.
him.
Oh, what?
What?
Wow, that's insane.
I didn't know he was into directing.
I didn't know he was.
So he
either.
did one of them, and then Gene Segal is the other director who was not nearly as well known. But
Right.
wow,
Yeah.
all right, Mr. Mosby, go ahead. Huh?
All right.
He did the first
Congratulations.
episode. He did the first one.
Okay. Well, that deserves a congratulations. Congratulations.
Mr. Mosby.
Oh,
That's crazy.
man. I told you no running in my lobby. He was, oh my gosh, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Great sitcom. So the episode count for season 1 of the iCarly revival is 13 episodes. So we all got the first 3 episodes on Thursday, which is really, really great, especially for sitcoms. I think that's very important because, you know, they are pretty much just like a day in the life. And I feel like just watching the first episode would not have given me the excitement that it did with 3 complete episodes. And I feel like a lot of studios are starting to head that way. But of course, the cast includes Miranda Cosgrove as Carly, Nathan Kress as Freddie, and Jerry Trainor as Big Brother Spencer. So the 3 episodes that are out now, episode 1 is called iStart Over, which I really like how they're keeping that going with the episode names. Second episode is called iHate Carly. The second one is, the third one is called iFauxpologize, which was, I was like, okay, that's pretty clever. But
yeah. So good.
Faux apologize. But I wanted to get your guys' thoughts about this first. I guess I'll start with Devin, just because he's been quiet, because I knew he watched them, but I kind of know Leo's reactions already. But we'll get to him after Devin. But Devin, just give me your initial reactions, your initial thoughts of this revival. I know you didn't really watch the original series as much, but
I watched most of it. Maybe not every episode, but
you've been sneaking on Paramount Plus behind it.
No, this is the second time I've logged into Paramount Plus since getting it, so
that is
it hasn't been very often. But
yeah,
I don't really know how to feel about this one, to be honest. Like, I was pretty entertained throughout most of it, but I feel like tonally it's all over. Like, I understand they're trying to have like more adult humor for us because we're the ones targeted because we watched the original. But what happens if one of us has a kid and we want to show them? Like, we can't really show them because there's some really oddly sexual scenes so far.
Honestly,
it's like they're only doing 1 per episode, it feels like. So it's like,
what do you mean?
It's just random.
One like sexual
one
thing.
like one dirty or like obscure joke per episode.
Okay.
And it just feels out of place every time.
Okay. Man, I forgot to play the intro. I was going to go into this whole thing where it's...
Ready in 5. I'm Carly. Spaghetti taco. 2. iCarly's going to be taking a break. Welcome to the new iCarly.
Woo!
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna play the little trailer. We're like, kind of little snippet in there, but that was my fault. I was like, it's whatever.
But what do you guys think about the attempt at adult humor here?
I'll go to Leo first. So now I'll go last.
I didn't mind it at all. I think it did need a bit of an update because the characters are older now, and like Christian, I'm a huge fan of this show. Like, I remember back when iCarly was out, like I was in like middle school, and I just loved that original iCarly series so much. Like, I liked the characters a lot, like the actors and actresses. I just thought it was like such a fun, kooky show, and I think it slipped in pretty well, like the bunny suit stuff, and like I think it's worked in pretty well. But part of me is also watching this series with a little bit of rose-colored goggles because I know that I'm such a big fan of the old series that I'm probably going to like whatever they spit out, to be honest with you guys. But I will say the 3rd episode was probably like the weakest out of all of them. Like, and when I was watching it, I got to the 3rd one. I was like, okay, this is like one of those episodes because weren't they like 15 to 20 episode seasons? I remember maybe even more for some of them. So it was like out of like the 15 episodes, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are kind of like, I can skip this. Like, it's okay. Like, that was one of those episodes. It was kind
I
of
could
just
definitely
like,
see people cringing at the 3rd episode.
Yeah, the 3rd one was like, okay. I liked what the 3rd one had to say about like meme culture and virality and stuff
I
like
love
that.
that they memed her meme.
Yeah.
that was probably the best part.
The meatball was pretty awesome. And then they had like the fire thing going of her, like, I'm Carly with the cool voice mod on it. And like, it was crazy that they were calling like all this like Instagram, Twitter culture art. Like, I thought that was like such a cool way to just like address how things have progressed in the social age. Because when did iCarly come out? Like 2005, 6?
It's crazy if you think about it. She's really like the first ever internet influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Carly's like
insane.
Big, like the first one. Like, shoot, you guys can attest to this. There weren't any web shows going on back when iCarly came out.
No, there wasn't.
YouTube was like Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
Goku versus Vegeta. Like YouTube wasn't even
Epic
what
rap
it is
battles.
now. Yeah, the history rap battles. Like YouTube was not YouTube Live, Facebook Live. All that stuff came after iCarly. So
Yeah,
it's like
it
cool
did.
that they're addressing like where society is now in that third episode. I like that a lot. But the best episode of all three of these is easily that second episode.
Yes.
Very funny. Jerry Trainor and his physical humor, he is just hilarious.
I was going to say, for me, he saves the entire show. Like without him, we don't have much here. Because if you take out Sam and even to a lesser extent Gibby, like that's like the two random, like goofy, like quirky humor.
Yeah.
We did get
And
Nora
then it's
Dershowitz though. I was like,
I forgot she existed, to be honest.
Me too.
she was a reoccurring on the original. Like even she like locked them in their basement, and then like there was like a part 2, part 3. Like Gibby comes in and saves the day. But I do agree.
I'm waiting for Neville.
Yeah, Neville Peppermint. Yes, I'm very, very excited for Neville. He was one of my favorite like nemesis, like the nemesis of iCarly.
Hell
the
yeah.
original.
Speaking
Man.
of Sam, like I'll wait till it gets to you, Christian, because I would like you to talk about Sam. But
Oh yeah.
I'll just say this. I think knowing like that Jeanette doesn't want to act anymore kind of helps it for me. Like if that hadn't been addressed and she was just like, I'm not coming back, didn't go into details, I probably would have felt a little bit more, what's the word? Like maybe just like
Better.
like something is
Or
missing.
resentful?
No,
Yeah.
I would have
okay.
felt a
What
little.
was the reasoning for Gibby though? Did we know? He just didn't want to do it.
So I read up a couple of things, and in an interview in 2017, the actor himself said that like the character Gibby was like really weird for him.
Yeah,
Like
being
he didn't really
shirtless
connect
half the
with
time.
it. Yeah, so I think it was like an uncomfortable experience for him that he maybe just didn't want to revisit. But I kind of think he might come back later on if they plan to run this for a while. I think he might.
Yeah, if it's
emerge.
successful, I mean, money talks. Come on down.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
real.
yeah. I mean, like it's with the whole thing with Jeanette McCurdy. It's like, I mean, I don't know. It's so like I feel very like. I mean, it sucks. Like it really does. Like she went through a lot on the show with her mom passing away, shooting during the shooting of the series of iCarly, and I don't know when it was, but I mean that's enough to like kind of block that from your life. And she said she was like embarrassed by the the character of Sam and what kind of messages it's actually sending to kids, because I mean a lot of Dan Schneider's old stuff with Drake and Josh, iCarly and Victorious, and some with Zoe 101, it's like a lot of it was Zoe 101 was a little bit more sophisticated, but Drake and Josh, iCarly,
Sophisticated. We're
Right.
using the word sophisticated
I don't know.
here.
Let's just be real though. Our
Yeah.
boy Chase climbed up out of that friend zone.
Yeah.
Our man was
Yes.
getting Zoe.
Yes, he was like, I'm gonna marry that woman. But like a lot of it was physical humor, even like the Amanda show you see with like Drake Bell and Josh Peck, and so it's like it really does suck that Sam isn't there. But I really like how they addressed it, and I watched like a few videos beforehand. Everyone's addressing it now, like what's happening to Sam, and I think Jerry Trainor and Nathan Kress said, like they respect her decision. She's always part of the family. And, if she ever wanted to come back, obviously she's welcome with like open arms. And it's apparently they're all really good friends. Like, there's no like animosity or anything towards any of these actors or actresses, which is really, really nice. I think Jeanette McCurdy has her own podcast called Empty Inside as well. So it's like, and she also went through a lot of, I think it was like weight fluctuation, like eating disorders, something like that. I can't really remember. Don't quote me on that. But from what I've read, it was something dealing with like her weight gain and weight loss like rapidly. But yeah, I mean, she seems to be doing really well, for herself. And, I respect it. Like Leo said, I'm glad that she decided to give up acting. It wasn't any kind of like bad blood or bad juju between her or the rest of the cast. So it does suck that Sam is in there, but we do have two new characters. We have Millicent and then the Lacey Harper. Yeah. Well, I was thinking of her actual name, but yeah, and Harper. But what do you guys think about these two new characters? Freddie's a father.
Yeah, I really like the new characters. The actors seem really talented, and they're pretty funny throughout, but Millicent is just so random. Like Freddie just has this stepdaughter. We don't get any other background information on it. Like,
I'm sure we will, but yeah, I see what you
apparently
mean.
he had 2 wives prior, even, and we don't. Maybe we'll see.
I kind of like how they just like graze over that though, because honestly, that's so iCarly.
Yeah.
Like that's very much their humor, just to like touch on something and then just be like, oh well.
Yeah.
Like it's so them that I'm like, dude, they could get away with it, and I like it a lot. I love the new characters. Harper is awesome.
Millicent's a star, I think.
Yeah, Millicent is amazing too. I like both of them a lot. Like
Yeah.
I think Millicent is like hilarious in the fact that she's like so smart and so quippy and just has all this smoke to throw at Carly. It's hilarious.
It is hilarious. She is like out for blood when it comes to just like everyone. And she's very sassy, just very, you know, she seems ages beyond her years. I don't know how old the actor Millicent is or how old she is actually in the show, but I really like how it's like, hey, no, we're not getting Noah Munich as Gibby or Jeanette McCurdy as Sam, but you know, we do have these 2 great new actresses who honestly it fits pretty well so far. Like I was like Leo said, you know, I'm watching this through the lens of like, you know, my nostalgia goggles or whatever. It's like, no, I know it's not the same and it doesn't feel the same, but I'm okay with that because
And it doesn't. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Christian,
you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
It doesn't feel like they're trying to fill in the gaps with the 2 of them. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like they're trying to be like, okay, act like Sam. Like no, they bring their own personalities and their own character to the show. And I like that Harper is like, you know, she dates men, women. I don't think she's right. I don't think she had a threshold. So it's nice to bring in LGBTQ representation and
so casually too.
Really cool. Yeah,
Very casually.
It's not this like, you know, we're using it for marketing purposes type of feeling. It's very casual. She just slips it in there like, yeah, ladies and guys. Like, it's really cool. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's nice for them to be progressive and bring in more representation other than just people of color. They're also bringing in LGBTQ as well.
Yeah.
So
they did receive a bit of backlash right to prior because of the cast, but the entire like studio production like shut that down so quick. And like that's something I really, really appreciate. You know, they were just like, you know, there is no room for hate here. Like they put a statement like Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, like they were just like, we're not doing this today. And that's why I really and
they immediately addressed that too. Like I love how timely they were with that. Like it wasn't like, oh, we'll wait until after the first 3 episodes. No, they were right on that shit.
It was like a month ago.
And Miranda.
Yeah. It was like, yeah, we're not doing that whatsoever. I'm trying to think what else. So like between the first 3 episodes, it's like I said, it does feel different, but I really like how this is for the fans who grew up with the original because it like with sitcoms nowadays, especially ones I think this was shot in front of a live studio audience, if I'm not.
Yeah, I was actually
mistaken.
going to bring that up. What do you guys think about the laugh track in the year 2021?
I still love it. I mean, I'm a sitcom enthusiast, dude. Like I mean, like I just finished rewatching Drake and Josh. I rewatch that 70s show like every chance I get. How I Met Your Mother, Friends from time to time. I just like Boy Meets World, all that stuff. Like I don't mind it. Like that's just me.
To
like
me, it's aged so poorly. Like I just don't like being told when to laugh. It's like, hey, big dummy, laugh now, please.
I mean, fair enough, man. You know, it's just pure enjoyment for me. You know, I'm sitting there, you know, editing or like doing something on my computer, and I'll pop on New Girl sometimes, or you know, The Office or whatnot. Like it could be any situation comedy, honestly. But there are so many out there. Like they like live on Netflix. And like the Jamie Foxx one, like Dad, You're Embarrassing Me. Like I started watching it, but I was like, this isn't that good. But like I loved Last Man Standing with Caitlin Dever because that's where she started. And she did a phenomenal job. And I was like, this is actually really funny. Like, but it's hard to kind of like get people back into the sitcom vibe. But the fact that, you know, this is a new iCarly, you know, Freddy's just recording from an iPhone or a Pear phone. They're
Yeah, he's
still-
like, all I have to do is push record. That's my
yeah,
entire
he doesn't
job.
need all this extra heavy tech stuff. And I really love, like we talked about earlier, how, you know, the show iCarly really did kind of bring in the internet age. No one really knew anything about podcasting, or even if it was around back then, it was so new that like no one really saw how, I guess, over flooded the market is, but every market's over flooded. So it's like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm rambling right now. So
No, you're good. Just to that point, I would say that iCarly really did usher in like the influencer era. Like it was like a very inspirational piece to influencers. Like, come on now, anybody that's big on the internet right now cannot say, unless it wasn't in your country, but anybody in the US, come on, you at least know iCarly.
Yeah.
You at least know iCarly.
Yeah.
And it had a big influence on people with web shows, podcasts. Like it was the web show before web shows, man.
Yeah.
Because think about that era of 2006. We were on MySpace.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
there was no live.
Social media
there really
was like
no
just,
live streaming.
Yeah. Social media was like just like YouTube was so new. And like even with the new, like with these 3 episodes, it's like it's, you know, it's casual. It's like, hey, like Carly wants to start a new channel. She's not sure if she wants to start up iCarly again. And she addresses Sam. She's like, I really wish Sam was here with me. But you know, Sam's off with her biker gang. And it's like
that's so Sam, dude.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
But I love how they kept it open towards like if Jeanette wanted to come back for like 8 episode, I feel like she could. But I'm not holding my breath or anything like that. Like it would be amazing. But I feel like we would get somewhat more of a sophisticated Sam. Because, I mean, you know, it's funny. It's like the physical humor and everything. My gosh, it was just, man, it was so funny. And like the original show had so many guest stars. You had Jack Black, Emma Stone was on there as well. You had Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so many other. I mean, Harry Styles in One Direction way back in the day. And it's like, it kind of bled over into like the original kind of bled. It ended in 2012, so like it kind of did bleed over into like, you know, these artists and like these celebrities who are still around today. I mean, I think someone tweeted they're like it was about the whole Logan Paul and Mayweather fight. They're like, where did this whole like internet sensation versus, you know, like MMA fighter started? And someone responded like, iCarly, dude, Shelby Marks. Like where Carly ended up fighting Shelby Marks, and it's like an internet web sensation versus like this MMA trained fighter. And it's like, you know, yeah, they did a little smack talk, but it was all for show. And like everyone knows.
For me, it goes back to Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh,
that was
yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about that.
They need to bring that back.
Yes, they do.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Man, but yeah, like I could go on and on. Was there anything else you guys kind of wanted to touch on? I know we've been, you know,
we haven't really talked too much about the issues, so
yeah,
I guess I'll
let's
be
get into
Mr.
that.
Debbie Downer.
No,
and
it's fine.
Jump
Go
into
ahead,
some
man.
issues. I think the first episode, like the second episode, I think the wheels really started to turn. I think the first episode they were like really trying to get back into these characters, and at moments it felt a little unnatural, a little bit kind of like try hard. Like, I think that there were just some moments, especially the first episode, man. I think most of the first episode, you could just see moments where it was like Miranda was trying really hard to be Carly, and it's like, just put your own, like, put yourself into it. You know you're Carly. Like, that is her. Like, come on now. Like, I'm sure in person, she's not that different than that character. So it's like, okay, put yourself into it. It felt kind of scripted and forced. And then when that second episode came along, it felt a lot more natural. Like we were back in iCarly, but that first episode felt a little tight in most of it. But man, Jerry Trainor, I agree with Devin. Like in the first episode, he really saved it for me.
Yeah.
Like I kind of was like, I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of was like, man, what's going on with Miranda? It seems like she's like
every scene he's
trying
in
to get back.
It's just elevated.
It's elevated
Everything he
so
does.
much. Like when him and Freddie are like sneaking behind Carly and her boyfriend when they're breaking up, I'm just like, dude, they're so funny. And him and Nathan Kress are hilarious.
They are. Oh,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I think
Freddie's
I think
always
they're
been the sleeper.
so funny.
He's always
And
been the
what's going
sleeper.
on with Freddie and Carly? Like, because
Yeah.
that was like the last episode of iCarly. Goodbye was like, all right, well, you're leaving Carly. Like, here's
Going to
that
Italy.
kiss. Like,
It always felt so forced. Like he saved her life, so she felt like she had to date him. Like,
And then
And
they
that
kind of
was-
dropped it, and then Sam and
Right.
Freddie started dating, and then they at towards the end of the last episode, they went back to the whole Carly and Freddie thing. So it's like, I don't know, but I do agree with Leo. Like the pilot episode, like as much as I loved it, yeah, like it felt, I did feel like Miranda was trying to get back into this, because it's like it's been what, like 8 years since she's even played in this role. I don't even know if has she done much other acting since?
yeah, she's in
I can't remember.
Minions movies.
That's
the-
right,
she was,
the
she
movie
was.
stuff. And she's done a couple of new shows. Like she's actually been pretty active.
Mhm.
But I think when the comfort came in is when she was like, "Welcome to iCarly." I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
yep, you're back in." Like,
Yeah. Baby Spencer.
what-
There we go.
Yep.
That Davey. Yeah, it's she, and then she even addresses it. She's like, it's like we never left. And I love how she kind of like addresses her dad and her mom with like her ex-boyfriend. It's like, oh, what about your dad? Like, oh, my dad's in the Air Force, even though he was always on a submarine somewhere. And I was like, okay, yeah, that never made sense. And then it's like, what about your mom? Okay, so enough about me. What about you? Like, never. It's like Carly it's like they don't have a mom at all. Like, she was never addressed, like,
Never.
in the first series. So it's like, it's just a running thing where it's like, well, obviously she does, but it's like, yep, we just never talk about it because we're just going to keep it going. But I do agree with criticisms that Leo was talking about, especially with the first episode. The third one, I liked it, but yeah, it was like, even like in the original, it's like there are episodes from like, like this isn't all that great, but like it's there kind of. But like I did like the whole cancel culture thing, because like that's how people are nowadays, and it's scary. But everything was like, so many things were happening. But yeah, I apologize, I'm rambling again. Anything else you guys wanted to touch on?
I don't understand. Maybe we'll find out more later on, but I don't understand why everybody is rich. Like Spencer is a millionaire now.
Well, Spencer makes sense because he became a famous artist. But Carly,
like, how?
he still sets things on fire, by the way. And I absolutely love that running gag that it's just like, oh yeah, like what did Freddie say about like the what was it, the White House marshmallow sculptor? He was like, I love it how you burned half of it. He's like, yeah, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's like, it just caught on fire and I just rolled with it.
And Spencer, like the way his art is who's that? I can't think of the name of the artist who makes those like really random cool figures and statues, and, and they always go for like so much money. I'm like, that's exactly who Spencer's character is. So it kind of makes sense in the modern era for people to be like, holy crap, bro, that's cool. Like, it's kind of a hipster culture play. Like, I think Spencer being rich actually makes a lot of sense.
But what about Harper though? Didn't she say she was rich at some point?
I think that character, her family was like rich, so she was born rich, but they were like,
they still live in the same apartment. So it's so it's like something's
she's working at Skyfox, like she's not, or Skybucks. She's not rich herself.
I love it how they're keeping this whole like, knockoff central thing. Like there was Galaxy Wars in the original one. The pair phones, Skybucks or what? Yeah, it's so funny how they just keep within this universe where like it's our universe, but it's just a.
I'm surprised they even called it Law and Order.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But we've been going here for a while. I could talk about this all day, but I wanted to get your guys' like any expectations for the series moving forward, and then we'll get into ratings and kind of close it out here. But I'll pass it on to Devin really quick. Do you have any expectations for the series? Do you plan to continue to watch the rest of the series?
I don't really have any expectations. I do hope there's a cameo here and there throughout the rest of the season. I think that'll be fun. But I will be tuning in. It's just one per week, right? Next 10 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just an easy half-hour watch.
Yeah,
like,
sitcom.
Just throw it on. Yeah. It's exciting.
All right. Leo, what about you?
Yeah, same deal. I mean, I'm going to be watching every week. Like it like Devin was saying, it's easy. It's 30 minutes, which is crazy that the first episode was that length, because I was like expecting like this 40, 50 hour long, but I'm glad they didn't go with that.
Yeah,
they're sticking with the
that would have really dragged
formula.
on.
Yeah, they're going with the iCarly formula, which is about 22, 23 minutes an episode, and get on out of there. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, of course, everyone knows I definitely will be tuning in week to week. I did say that about what was it? The Bad Batch, but I haven't watched it in like weeks. And it's not that I don't like it, it's just that like with that kind of series, I'd rather just binge it all together. But like iCarly means so much to me that I'm definitely going to continue watching week to week. And hopefully, maybe we'll get a second season. They're back from 8 years. So it's like, but like 8 years later, like prior, it's like sitcoms were like all the rage. So it's really hard to do like a live studio audience, like laugh track, whatever sitcom nowadays, because there's so many other variants of the genre that it's hard. But I'm hoping it seems to be a solid revival so far. Like Leo said, they're not trying to repeat the past, which was an issue that they did with Fuller House, but they kind of started moving away from that as the seasons went on with Fuller House. But
I don't think iCarly though really has changed its formula.
Yeah,
like I think it still has that same type of humor. Carly's about the same but older, geeky and awkward, but still fun and cute.
Cusses.
Like it's very much the same. Like and but older a little bit, and a couple of older themes, but it's mostly the same iCarly, which is enjoyable.
Yeah, and that's all we can really ask for, honestly. So let's go around the room here and get everyone's grade of the first 3 episodes. I guess, Leo, I'll start with you. What would you rate these? We do like A+, A-.
Oh, okay. I was going to say out of 10.
Everyone does it differently now. It's like, and then you got to convert it into like letterbox scores, and it's like it's too much. It's too much.
I'm sitting at about a B+, A- area. Like I really enjoyed them, to be honest. Like these aren't really like, this show is not really one I'm gonna critique and sit and just like, oh man, look at every little set piece. Like no, it's pretty much just like a fun sitcom. So I'm sitting at like a B+, A-.
Okay, all right, Devin, what about you?
I'm gonna go with for iCarly, I'm gonna go with a C+. It's definitely watchable, but I wouldn't say it's great.
It's
Definitely
very hard
like
to
that.
please Devin.
And now that I think about it, I think iCarly Plus would have been a good title for the show. Kind of mocking how everything is a plus nowadays.
That would have been that would have been pretty clever. iCarly Plus.
iCarly Plus Ultimate Maximum.
iCarly Max.
Did y'all ever watch Sam and Cat? I literally
Yeah.
I was an Ariana fan back in the day.
Yeah, I started watching it, and then I think I had started college or something, so I kind of fell off. But it is on Paramount Plus, and I do plan on checking it out.
Yeah, I haven't checked out much of it. Like I've seen a couple episodes, but yeah, like I seen somebody comment that the Sam biker thing is actually taken from that show. So it's cool that they have the continuity.
You know what? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. I knew that or something, but yeah, that is nice. Yeah, because it's all part of the same. Because they had the crossover between, it was iParty with Victorious, and that was like, man, I'm telling you, that crossover episode was amazing. Kenan Thompson was there. It was some great stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and give the first 3 episodes of the iCarly revival, I'm going to give it a solid B+. Obviously, like, it's not perfect. It is not the original show, but it doesn't have to be. And it's, it is for the older fans. And I think it's off to a great start, and, going to be watching it week to week and just having a ball with it for sure. Absolutely. So let's wrap up here really quick. So for those who are listening now, our Pixar Luca, our Luca review that's up now on the podcast is here. But before I go into anything else, I actually wanted to give the floor to Leo to let everyone know where to find him and what's coming up on his channel.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can find me over at Giggly Goods on YouTube and at Leo Rydell on Twitter. Coming up on the channel, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be out, ranking the Fast and Furious franchise with Christian and a lot of other great people from around the film Twitter and film YouTube community. Super excited for that. I'm thinking there's going to be quite a few hot takes, so I can't wait to get into that. Also, Fast 9 review is coming up. I'll have a couple of reactions. I'm doing Fast 5 and potentially Tokyo Drift, and also just a lot more content. I mean, there's so much coming up here in July, like Black Widow's coming.
Space Jam.
What else we got? We got a Space Jam. Like, we got so much coming. So yes, there will be a lot of content, guys. Can't wait.
Yeah, Leo has been killing it this week.
Like
100%. Like, I saw like all those videos. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy because, you know, since we're more on the podcast side, but it's like, you know, people like, oh yeah, like I could do that. It's like, it's no joke sometimes, you know, when it comes to editing video. I mean, Leo is a 3 a.m. warrior when it comes to like low key and I was like, yeah, like we saw the first 2 episodes. I'm like, I'll release it at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. This dude has his stuff up by like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? But
it's
hey,
a lot, man. It's a lot. That's for sure.
He loves it, man. He loves the game for sure. So for what's coming up here on the Film Optix podcast, of course, we're going to be doing Loki every single week. We have episode 3 that will be coming out. This coming up Wednesday by the time this is released. And of course, we're also going to be doing our Fast 9 review because it's all about family. And also make sure to leave us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts or on any podcast platform, you know, where you listen to this. And also follow us over on Critics Play Games, or excuse me, Critics Play Pod over on YouTube, not YouTube, wow, Twitter. It's called Critics Play Games podcast about film critics, just talking everything there is about video games. Leo is a co-host there. Devin was going to be joining us for the Nintendo Direct, but he's going to be dipping out.
Nothing to add.
Yeah, hey, it's all right, man. But let's close out here, and that's a wrap for today, everyone. Thank you all for listening, and make sure to check out the other shows over on MusicCityDriving.com and subscribe to our show so you never, ever miss an episode. That was Devin, Leo, and my name is Christian, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
And that's a wrap.
Yo, hey, yo.